Hello and welcome to the SAM Charter and this month's process of the month. My name is David Foxon and I'll be going through the ITAM reporting process with you. So the agenda for this video, we are going to identify the primary and secondary objectives of the ITAM reporting process. We're also going to run through a best practice process created specifically by the SAM Charter. And we're also going to look at banana skins. Why could this process fail? What are the hurdles that this process experiences? As always, there is much love to the SAM Charter sponsors, and we'll be looking at the future processes coming up next month. So the reporting process. The primary objective of the reporting process is to accommodate the production of scheduled and ad hoc reports made of the ITAM framework. We all know that ITAM holds a lot of business intelligence data that can be really, really useful to the business as a whole. But how do they generate and how do they process these requests that come in? Secondary objective is to enforce due diligence regarding the release of information to the appropriate personnel. So who needs to see these reports and why? Right, so let's dig into the report. There are two scenarios here, the scheduled reports and ad hoc reports that can come from anyone within the business. Both types of reports need to be scrutinised. Do they meet the report checklist? What exactly are they asking and who needs to see it? Now, these reports, as we've said, can come in from the SAM manager or any business unit manager or budget holder or stakeholder within the business. Now, either the report request satisfies the report checklist, and in that case, the report can then be produced using a number of different data sources, including a suite or an inventory tool, and then the report can actually be generated. Or the report checklist fails and therefore it goes back to the requester or the SAM manager to identify why the report has been rejected and to kind of identify how the report can be accepted in future scenarios. So the report is to be placed on a reporting portal. Who needs to see this report? First of all, obviously the requester that has requested the report. Obviously, if there are any ITAM elements of the report, these also need to be reviewed by the SAM manager as it may contain useful information for the SAM or ITAM function. The next step is for a call to action. What actually needs to be processed from the generation of this report? Are there any key risks in the report? Any key actions that need to be done? Who's going to actually carry out these actions? This all needs to be done through the call to action reports. Now, this includes the SAM manager, the report requester, and key stakeholders within the business. So, what are the banana skins or the hurdles with this kind of report? Well, obviously, first of all, they are produced without any due diligence being applied. So, the report may contain sensitive information and then passed on to the wrong hands. This is obviously not the purpose of this report. The process needs to be followed, the right people need to have access, and the wrong people, they don't need to know about the report's findings. The reports are not followed up if actions are required. Say, for example, the request has been put in to look at Microsoft usage. So once the report has been produced, there's obviously going to be some licenses that are no longer in use. However, the report is pointless if the following actions are not actually followed up and that the unused software is removed from the machines. As always, we couldn't do these videos without our sponsors, so thank you very much to all of those sponsors that are on screen now. And if you'd like to buy the SAM Charter Process Kit version 2, the link is there at the bottom. I highly recommend you do. It is a comprehensive guide of SAM and ITAM best practices, which quite frankly, every single organisation nowadays needs to implement a successful ITAM function. So coming up next month is another really important process in the joiners, movers and leavers process. As always, if you have any questions on this, please email Rory at rory.canavan@samcharter.com. You can follow him on Story by Rory. I highly recommend you do so. He posts an awful lot of interesting SAM and ITAM related tweets. And you can connect with him on LinkedIn via the link displayed there. Or simply type in at the top Rory Canavan. I'm sure you already are connected with him, though, as he is probably the most well-connected person in the industry. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next month for the SAM Charter Process of the Month.